Picture this. You're sitting at a crowded restaurant in Sichuan province. Steam rises from a bowl of mapo tofu in front of you. The red oil shimmers under the light, flecked with chili flakes and Sichuan peppercorns. You take your first bite. Within seconds, your mouth is on fire. Your eyes water, your nose runs, your face flushes crimson. And yet, you're smiling. Not grimacing, smiling. That moment right there tells us everything about a fascinating type of human mind. The people who seek out these experiences aren't just food enthusiasts. They're engaging in something far deeper, something that reveals profound truths about human psychology and how we relate to pleasure, pain, and the boundaries between them. Every chili pepper they eat, every hot sauce they collect, every restaurant challenge they accept speaks volumes about who they are as individuals. Let's start with something most people don't realize. Spicy food preference isn't about taste at all, not in the conventional sense. Research in personality psychology shows that people who love spicy food typically score incredibly high on a trait called sensation seeking. They're the same people who ride roller coasters, who skydive, who gamble, who chase experiences that sit right at the edge of their comfort zone. But here's the fascinating part. The sensation they're seeking isn't just heat. It's something much more specific. There's a concept in psychology called benign masochism. It sounds paradoxical, but it describes something very real about human nature. We learn to enjoy experiences that are initially aversive, that seem like they should be unpleasant, because we learn that the threat they present is ultimately harmless. The burning sensation of capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, triggers the same pain receptors that would fire if you actually burned your mouth. Your brain registers danger. It responds by releasing endorphins, the same chemicals that create the runner's high, the same natural opioids that flood your system during moments of genuine danger or intense physical exertion. Think about what this actually demands. When you eat something spicy, you're essentially hacking your own brain chemistry. You're tricking your nervous system into releasing a cocktail of feel-good chemicals in response to a controlled, harmless threat. This isn't an accident. This is a psychological choice that reflects a very specific relationship with risk. The person eating ghost peppers isn't reckless. They're precise. They've calculated exactly how far they can push that sensation while staying on the safe side of genuine harm. There's something deeply therapeutic happening in that experience. When the heat hits, your mind enters a state remarkably similar to the flow state that psychologists have spent decades studying. All the worries about work deadlines, family stress, or the general chaos of life fade away. There's only the present moment, the sensation in your mouth, and your body working toward homeostasis. The challenge is real, the response is substantial, but it's achievable through breathing, through pacing, through the gradual buildup of tolerance. The spiciness provides this in abundance. But here's where it gets really interesting. Many people who love spicy food report that it helps them process difficult emotions. Someone going through a divorce might find themselves eating hotter and hotter dishes. A person navigating a career change might suddenly develop an obsession with hot sauce collections. The spice becomes more than just flavor. It becomes a companion through psychological transformation. There's a concept in psychology called embodied cognition. It suggests that our physical experiences shape our mental states in ways that aren't just metaphorical. When you eat something spicy, you're literally burning yourself in a controlled way. You're experiencing the body's incredible capacity to adapt, to release its own painkillers, to find pleasure in what should, by all rights, be unpleasant. That experience translates to a belief. If I can handle this, I can handle other things too. The social dimension cannot be ignored either. Chili-eating communities are tight-knit groups bound by shared understanding of something that outsiders find baffling. These groups provide belonging and social identity in ways that modern society often fails to deliver. When you're part of the spicy food world, you're part of something larger than yourself. Anthropologists who study food communities note that these groups often develop their own cultures, their own hierarchies. There's a vocabulary only insiders understand. Status comes not from wealth or job titles, but from tolerance, knowledge, and willingness to push boundaries. Consider also the element of control. Modern life often feels chaotic and unpredictable.
Economic uncertainty, political turbulence, technological changes that outpace our ability to adapt. Where do you find stability in such a world? For many spice enthusiasts, the answer sits in their kitchen cabinet. A bottle of hot sauce offers complete control. You decide exactly how much heat you can handle. Every decision is yours. This sense of autonomy and agency provides powerful psychological benefits. Research consistently shows that perceived control over our environment significantly impacts mental health and life satisfaction. There's also something rebellious in choosing spice over sweetness. Modern food culture, especially in Western contexts, often pushes us towards mild, palatable, and universally pleasing flavors. The spice enthusiast rejects this entirely. They find value in what others avoid. They see potential for pleasure where others see only discomfort. This countercultural stance reflects deeper values about authenticity, about experiencing things in their full intensity rather than their diluted form. Psychologically, it allows individuals to express personal values through action, reinforcing identity and self-concept in powerful ways. The learning process itself deserves attention too. Spicy food appreciation demands acquiring knowledge across multiple domains. Different pepper varieties, different heat levels measured in Scoville units, different cuisines and their approaches to spice. This continuous learning keeps minds active and engaged. Cognitive psychologists emphasize that learning new skills throughout life promotes brain health and delays cognitive decline. But beyond the health benefits, there's deep satisfaction in mastery. When you finally develop the tolerance to eat a habanero without flinching, when you learn to distinguish between the slow-building heat of a ghost pepper and the immediate punch of a Thai bird chili, you experience genuine pride. Many spice enthusiasts describe their relationship with hot food in almost spiritual terms. They talk about the endorphin rush, about the way it clears their head, about the feeling of being truly alive that comes from the experience. This language reveals something profound about human psychology and our need for intensity. In an age where so much of life has been sanitized, softened, made safe and predictable, the chili pepper provides a reminder that we are still animals, still capable of feeling things in their rawest form. Standing in front of a bowl of food that you know will challenge you must feel incredible. All those moments of anticipation, all that knowledge about your own tolerance, all those previous experiences of surviving the burn transformed into a beautiful, fiery experience. The psychology research on goal achievement shows that the difficulty of the journey actually increases the satisfaction of success. Easy victories feel hollow. Hard-won accomplishments resonate deeply. But here's the curious thing. Many spice enthusiasts admit that once they build a tolerance, they often seek out even hotter experiences. The previous level no longer provides the same rush. This explains why dedicated chili heads rarely stop at jalapenos. They're not chasing the heat so much as the experience itself. The people who love spicy food are teaching us something valuable about human psychology. They show us that pleasure and pain aren't opposites, that controlled risk can be deeply satisfying, that communities form around shared willingness to experience intensity. They remind us that the body's own chemistry can be a source of joy if we understand how to access it. Next time you see someone crying tears of pain and joy over a bowl of curry, remember it represents thousands of hours of building tolerance. Someone poured their psychology into that experience, finding therapy, community, control, and meaning in the fire. That's not just food. That's a human story about what makes life worth feeling.